Go to Denmark, they teach in Danish. Go to Norway, they teach in Norwegian. Go to Sweden, they teach in Swedish. Go to Finland, they teach in Finnish. Go to Korea, they teach in Korea. Go to China, they teach in Chinese. Go to Japan, they teach in Japanese. Then they meet the world. But you and me, here I am waxing eloquent in English.
This man stands in front of thousands of Africans, and within minutes, everyone is listening. Why? His name is P.L.O. Lumumba. Why does this Kenyan professor have Africans from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa? Almost everyone in Africa. What exactly is he saying? And why does he keep talking about something called Pan-Africanism? Who is this man? He is a lawyer, academic, public speaker, and one of the most recognizable voices in the contemporary Pan-Africanism. But his academic qualifications are not what made him famous. His mouth did. Because when PLO speaks about Africa, it doesn't sound like he is giving you a lecture. It sounds like he is putting Africa on trial. Watch one of his speeches.
Who is a leader? They hunt and gather buildings and cars and money. And that is why African leadership does not attract our best men and women. When they are given the vote to vote, they are in the habit of electing thieves. And once they have elected the thieves, they expect the thieves to behave like angels. In Africa,
he starts calmly, then he talks about colonialism.
There are countries which have been colonized and they have succeeded somehow in disentangling themselves from the chains of colonization. India was colonized. South Korea was colonized. Japan was under control. China was colonized.
About corruption.
In fact, I used to say that African politicians were thieves. Then I went to Uganda and I was told that they are not thieves, they are looters. And when I went to Liberia last week, I was told they are not looters. I was told they are looters on an industrial scale. That is the logical metamorphosis of the African politician whose appetite for public wealth is completely insatiable.
Then about African leadership.
Who is a leader? They hunt and gather buildings and cars and money. And that is why African leadership does not attract our best men and women. When they are given the vote to vote, they are in the habit of electing thieves. And once they have elected the thieves, they expect the thieves to behave like angels. In Africa,
about poverty, about Africa's natural resources, and suddenly you are asking yourself, wait, if Africa is one of the richest continents in natural resources, why are Africans still struggling today? And that is where Professor Lumumba gets you. He doesn't just ask what happened to Africa. He asks who is responsible for what Africa has become. And sometimes his answer is uncomfortable for every listener. Because according to his message, we cannot blame everything on colonialism. Though colonialism has damaged Africa, slavery extracted millions of Africans. Foreign powers have benefited largely from African dominant resources, deposited resources, but Professor Lumumba also points the inward finger to corruption, bad leaderships, weak institutions. Now let's get to the big idea: Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism is the belief that Africans share common interests and should work together despite the borders of African countries. Think about it: a Nigerian, a Kenyan, a Senegalese, a South African. But historically, many of these borders were created to reshape during colonial rule. Professor Lumumba's message is that Africans must learn to see beyond borders, because a divided Africa is easier to exploit than a united Africa. Africa has approximately 1.5 billion people. The continent has large deposits of oil, gas, gold, lithium, and other strategic minerals. Africa has some of the world's youngest populations, yet millions of Africans still leave the continent every year searching for better opportunities. Pan-Africanism is not simply about putting African flag everywhere and shouting "One Africa."
One Africa.
Can Africa become economically independent? Can African countries trade more with one another? Can African industries process African raw materials instead of exporting them cheaply and importing finished products? According to the Pan-African vision, Africa should also trade with Africa. And that is still one of the continent's biggest challenges. Maybe that is why P.L.O. Lumumba's speeches are so powerful. This is AfriSawt, where Africa speaks. See you on the next one.